Absolutely crazy. Bintang. Very good. Welcome from Lombok. So we're out here today. We're gonna do a 4-day trek up to this mountain behind me. So this mountain, it's going to be pretty steep, and tomorrow morning we're waking up at 2 to go see the summit. It's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. This mountain has 25% summit rate, so it's gonna be a journey, and I believe we'll make it. Pascal's kind of 50-50, but I believe we'll make it. And yeah, I'm excited to check it out. When we flew in yesterday, I was looking out of the plane window and you could see this volcano from miles away. You can see it from the islands next to it. It's a towering volcano, and I'm using a wide angle lens right now so you can't really see it. But once we start climbing on it, it's gonna be just a magnificent mountain. I believe in meters, it's almost 3,800 meters. It's over 12,000 feet, and it's no joke. It's steep, and it's dusty, sandy, gravelly, and going to be an adventure. So stay tuned. Next 4 days are going to be awesome. The hike to Rinjani's first base camp is relatively easy. It's a nice and flat grade, and you get to meet your porters. So each of these porters are carrying your supplies. They're carrying 3 liters of water per person per day, plus your tent, food, and sleeping bags. After a few minutes on the trail, you'll notice that there's some motorcycle taxis. If you're tired on the way back down, you can easily pay them a small fee to take you back to the entrance of the camp, which we did not do because we're in it for the climb. After a couple hours, we made it to one of the first camps. So at this camp, there were a bunch of people. We were meeting, talking, and everyone was very excited to make it to the summit for the next sunrise. The porters were taking a break as well, making some food, and then we were off to the next base camp. At this point, we started seeing a little bit more wildlife. It's been a couple more hours since the first base camp. There were monkeys starting to show up everywhere, eating leftovers and pieces of trash that people leave behind the trail. Just a heads up, pick up your trash. And we started getting a little hungry, so our porters put together a really nice meal for us to help us get some more energy, because the rest of this hike up to the crater rim is definitely not an easy hike.
Did you get a SIM card when you got here?
Arlo.
It was the wrong answer, bro. It was the wrong answer.
Once we started seeing signs like this, we knew we were getting closer. We still had a lot of distance to go, but at this point it started getting a lot more vertical. So we still had a couple hours between each camp, and the fog started coming in. So this was actually really nice. I love climbing in the fog because that makes things so much easier. It's a lot less hot. You still get a little sunburnt, but you're not covered in sweat and exhausted. All right, so we made it to Camp 3. Hasn't been too hard of a hike so far, just a little bit of an uphill. I think we're about almost 7 kilometers in, and right now is when it starts getting a little bit harder. So we're gonna be heading vertical after this for the next 3 hours. We're gonna be climbing altitude gain of about 1,100 meters, and it's definitely going to be fun. It's nothing like tomorrow's summit, which I'm really excited for. We're waking up at 2 in the morning and heading straight up from camp. And so far what I've heard is there's so much sand up at the summit that on the way up, it's almost like you're taking 2 steps up, sliding 1 step back down. And it really isn't that far of a distance, but it's going to take us several hours just to hit the summit, but our goal is to hit it before sunrise so we get some really good views up there. So very excited about that. And the weather's calming down. It doesn't even feel like we're in Indonesia anymore. Feels like we're you know, someplace alpine. It's already getting cold. I'm not putting a jacket on yet, but probably in the next hour I'll put some long sleeve on. But weather is beautiful. Really hoping that we have some sun, not too many clouds in the morning. And the morning today was pretty clear. So hopefully tomorrow is the same.
Kabar.
Pakabar?
Apa kabar?
Apakabar.
Yes.
Bike.
Yeah.
Bike. Okay. Apakabar.
Bike.
Bike.
Kamu sibuk nge-vlog.
So we've made it about 2,000 meters, about 6,300 or 6,600 feet. And it's starting to get a little bit steep. Nothing too crazy. We're taking our time, but we're on time to reach Camp 5 and camp at the summit tonight. But one thing that is crazy is in the beginning when we started, our guide was saying our porters are gonna beat us. And we left before the porters and we were like, no, there's no way. Probably 30 minutes later, and then they leave. They overtake us and they're probably already at the crater right now. And these new porters, they just walked by. They're all wearing flip-flops and carrying 35 kilos worth of gear. It's unbelievable. I would have broken flip-flops by now. But we're about 15 minutes away from Camp 4, and then there's 2 hours between Camp 4 and Camp 5. And should be pretty fun. Tomorrow morning we've decided we're gonna wake up a little bit earlier just so that we can get to the summit and get all of our gear set up for the sunrise. Hopefully with not too many people up there. This is the off season, but there still are a good amount of trekkers up here. He said in the high season there's about 240. Right now probably less. But yeah, we're probably gonna wake up maybe 1 o'clock, and we'll go from there. But hour and 2 hours and 20 minutes until we get to our camp. So I'm excited. There is a beer waiting for us, and that is the perfect prize. It was at this point that the weather started to change. It got a lot colder, more frigid, darker, and we were ready. We had our headlamps and our waterproof gear on. One of the craziest part about this was watching our porters go by so effortlessly wearing flip-flops. That's right, flip-flops. We were wearing these expensive hiking boots and these guys were wearing flip-flops, moving so much faster than us. It was crazy. We finally made it to the crater rim at dark. It was about 2,000 meters. We had some chicken curry for dinner, and man, it was freezing.
It's so fucking cold.
It's freezing.
Yeah.
Oh man. It took an hour to get used to the new temperature, but we were ready. We finished our meal. Beer was more than helpful to warm us up, and we got ready for bed. All right, it's 8:30. We made it to the rim of the volcano probably 2 hours ago. I've just been so exhausted and cold that I lied down, not even moving. But finally got some energy, got some heat. Tomorrow we're waking up around 12:30. We're going to eat a small breakfast and then head up to the summit. So, had a really good dinner. Excited for tomorrow. My cramp stopped, so wish us luck.
How's it going?
Good. Just finished breakfast. Good night's rest. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're about to climb to the summit. It's gonna be a good day.
Breakfast? I won't eat anything. I don't want to poo.
Right up there, that's where we're going, and it's gonna take hours to get to. And you can see where we're going. That's how hard it's gonna be. It's gonna be a tough day. You can poo when we're back.
You might be right. Or eat something.
It is 1 a.m. We had a short rest, just finished breakfast, and we're about to start the climb. We're climbing up to the summit. You could see it from here, and it's still gonna take us a few hours to get to. So it's uphill, sandy, gravel, but I'm glad we're up. We're gonna catch a really nice sunrise. Gonna be a good day. From the crater rim to the summit, it really isn't that far in distance, and in fact you can see it the entire time you're climbing. One thing that really slows you down while you're climbing is this mix of gravel and volcanic ash. So as it is a volcano and it's an active volcano, this ash is everywhere. Every time you take a step, you lose traction, and without these poles, it would have been a really hard time trying to make it up the side of this mountain. We got a little bit earlier of a head start than a lot of the other climbers, so looking back, it was kind of surreal to see this line of headlamps snaking its way up the mountain.
What's up, Michael? How are you feeling?
Surprisingly good.
Yeah? How come?
I think I just hydrated more than yesterday.
Yeah.
No cramps yet.
That's good.
Which is surprising. It felt like we were going up a stair climber for the past hour.
It was pretty steep and slippy, yeah?
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. We started to see the first light come up and decided that we wanted to get some really cool time lapses and sunrise shots of the mountain, and our guide pointed out a nice little outcrop right below the summit where we would be able to capture some amazing images of the sun as it comes up and lights up the crater. We knew the hardest part was still lying ahead. So we were getting close to the summit. We were able to look up, see just how steep it was, and we had to get into that mindset of let's summit this mountain no matter what it takes. The gravel was getting really annoying at this point. Every 2 steps, every 3 steps you take forward, you just slide back 1. But we persevered and started to make the ascent. I'm not gonna lie, this gravel sucked. Having to take 2 steps forward and slide back 1 really slowed us down. We had to be careful with our steps so that we wouldn't fall over. The summit really didn't look that far, but after hiking for 30 minutes, we would look back, realize we actually made a ton of ground, but the summit doesn't look that much closer. But we knew 1 step at a time, we're gonna get closer, we're gonna get to the summit. This is exactly what we trained for. I mean, I guess that's kind of far. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
This trail. Look at that. There's no grip.
We made it!
We made it.
Woohoo! What time is it?
I have no clue. Alright, we finally made it to the top of Rinjani. It's a beautiful view. We actually had a little bit better of a view right before we made the final climb. The clouds moved in a little bit, but just being up here, being accomplished, it's a great feeling. But yeah, that last climb was really tough. Every time you take 2 steps, you slide back another step, and it took us a lot longer than we thought, just because it's volcanic ash and gravel and tiny rocks that just continue sliding. It was very difficult. So we're at the summit now. really nice day. It's finally not freezing anymore, so we were able to take our jackets off. And a monkey has joined us. Not sure if you could see it yet, but a monkey has joined us at the summit. Not sure where he came from, but it looks like a pretty tired monkey. So we're on our way back down. Gonna eat lunch and then head down to the lake that's in the middle of the crater. But I am exhausted. I did not sleep last night. Good morning. So yesterday we climbed Rinjani, and right after that, before dinner, we climbed all the way down to the crater lake, and it is beautiful down here. I didn't film too much yesterday just because we were dying. Rinjani was a really difficult climb, especially towards the end. Every 2 steps we took in that volcanic ash, we would just slide back down, and yeah, that was an insane workout. Just the climb to the summit at the very end took us over an hour and a half because, you know, in distance it wasn't that far, but every single step was just so ineffective. I've never climbed anything like that. Do I want to again? I'm not sure. We'll find out how sore I am tomorrow. But as of right now, I am here, beautiful morning at Rinjani's crater, and we're gonna hike up the other side today. You can't really see it there, but there's another little summit right there. We're gonna go up that today, take camp, and head back down tomorrow. The weather's great down here. There's barely any wind. It's not that cold. It was freezing up at the crater rim where we camped for the past couple nights. So really excited, and also excited for what's in store after this, but I do need some rest. I finally got some sleep. I didn't sleep for almost 40 hours. Because the first night I got here, my heart rate was so high, and that normally happens the first night I try and sleep when I'm at elevation, so it's just part of life. But I am well rested now, and Pascal and I are about to go on another adventure. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of food and rest after all of this. This is some crazy trekking. He measured, yesterday we did 33 kilometers worth of trekking, and that also includes the hike to Rinjani. That's pretty crazy. I can't remember the last time I did 33 kilometers in a day. I might never have, I'm not sure. But that was crazy. Anyways, off to our next location. So I was walking back from the lake just a few minutes ago, and I have no clue how these fish got here, but there's fish in this crater, and a couple fishermen caught a bunch of fish. I saw tilapia, and I saw some carp, and one guy probably had, I would guess, around 40 fish, and they didn't speak English. I was trying to figure out how long they've been out, but that was pretty impressive. So, oh, there's monkeys at our campsite now. Gotta protect our stuff.
Our walk up from the crater rim wasn't too difficult. I actually really enjoyed this type of climbing where you're scrambling over rocks and boulders, but it did take us around 4 to 5 hours to make it to the top. So we were down at 600 meters at the bottom of the crater, and the next camp on top was around 2100 meters. So that was a pretty solid increase in elevation in just around 4.5 hours. Once the fog lifted, this turned into one of the most gorgeous hikes I've ever taken. You're able to look down at the crater while you're climbing over rocks, boulders, and there were some nice ladders and stairs put in some of the more riskier places. But overall, this definitely was a no slip zone trail, where if you make the wrong step, you are definitely going to fall down into the crater. It's going to be a lot harder to recover yourself compared to maybe hiking up the crater rim and the summit. When we finally made it to the top to our first camp, it was gorgeous. You could see the Gili Islands off in the distance, and we're at what's called the second summit. So this is directly across from the main summit of Rinjani, and watching the sunset over this was just an incredible experience.
All right, today's our last day. We are about the top of the second summit and about to head down there. So we're on the other side of the crater going down to Sembilan village, and it's going to be probably a 5-hour trek down there. Going to be a 2,000 meter drop over the next 5 hours and make it back to camp hopefully before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Our legs are sore. Thanks to some Tylenol, we're able to complete this hike. But overall, it has been a really beautiful hike. There's no clouds in the sky today, so we should have some nice views on the way down. Probably a little bit of sunburn, but that's fine. But anyways, this trip has been great so far. And yeah, hoping it's not going to be too hot, but I know it'll pick up in a little bit.
After initial rocky descent, we hiked through a rainforest on the way to Sembilan village. So just within a couple hours, we learned firsthand why this is called a rainforest. We were drenched. The storm came down on us hard, and I was a little worried I did not have my waterproof cover because I left that with one of the porters. I did not expect this to happen, so I just hiked as quick as possible so I can get out of the rain and make sure all my camera gear was still dry.
Dude, gotta be careful. It's literally walking barefoot. What the fuck?
So crazy, huh?
Great. How are you feeling?
Good. Awake. Awake.
Just water.
Just water, yeah.
Okay.
Just water.
That's dry.
And there it is. Whew. Probably have to unregister.
Yeah.
Michael,
We did it.
how do you feel?
Good. I am hungry for a beer. That's all that's on my mind
Yeah,
right
and steaks.
now.
You need a lot of
Steaks.
protein
Steaks.
now.
And a shower.
Hey, you made it too.
So nice.
Ah, it was about
A
time.
real shower. And shitting in a normal toilet.
Oh yeah, normal toilet and showers.
I think that's There's so many things I want right now. I can't even.
That's what hiking is really about. You appreciate all the comforts at home.
Comforts.
Or not. We found food.
I'm so happy. And oh man, really nice. You can put your bag.
Yeah. You sit here?
No.
Dude, look at how are your hands look?
Yeah, same.
This?
It looks super weird. Yeah, like we were swimming,
I have
yeah?
the most grip.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We made it. So the next day we flew over to Surabaya, which is on the island of Java, and we were getting ready to head up to one of the coolest volcanoes I've ever seen.
How do you feel?
Feel good. Prepared for this. Got my sandals on because I actually want traction today.
Yeah, let's get the party started.
Over in East Java, there's a volcano called Mount Bromo. It's a collection of a bunch of different volcanoes, and it's super accessible because you don't have to hike at all. The worst that you need to go through is just a set of stairs. They even have real toilets, which is something that we never saw on our Rinjani trip. The goal of this was to get there early to see an awesome sunrise, and when we got to the top, we noticed there were people everywhere. We wouldn't be able to take any time lapses without someone crossing in front of our camera, so we looked around. We knew there was going to be a spot where we could get a little bit more privacy, and we found it just 100 meters south of the main viewing point. And trust me, this is a sunrise that you'll want to see in person. It is so beautiful. These volcanoes are so incredible.
Good morning. So we're on our last leg of our trip. We just flew from Lombok to East Java, so we wanted to see Mount Bromo. There's a series of volcanoes out here right behind me, about 3 to 6 kilometers out, and they're active. We saw a few eruptions this morning. Woke up 2:30 this morning. I think I've only had maybe 1 or 2 nights of actual normal sleep in the past 2 weeks, which is fine because views like this, you can't beat it. This place is just gorgeous, and we're gonna come out one more time tomorrow and stand at the base of these volcanoes, go play with some horses, and yeah, finish off the trip pretty strong. But so far, this place has been awesome. Indonesia is such a unique country, and I'm seeing some new sides to it that I haven't seen before, and you can never stop exploring. There's 15,000 islands, and this trip has only been on 2 of them, so got a long ways to go. But beautiful morning, awesome place, Mount Bromo.
Oh, Michael, the poor horse. You shouldn't do that for too long, yeah?
One neat thing about Mount Bromo and those other volcanoes in the area is you can take a horse and ride up pretty much to the base right below the summit and climb up some really easy stairs to get to the top. There's no hiking. It only takes about 5 minutes to climb up, and you get some incredible views, and you're actually standing on top of an active volcano. Alright, we're out here at East Java. We're finishing up our Indonesia trip. We're seeing some really cool volcanoes out here in this crater. There's Mount Bromo behind me, which is still active, and it's pumping out gas. It's really loud, so hopefully you can hear it. I'm not sure if the audio is picking up, but this is a loud volcano. And we also have some dormant volcanoes over here, and then just behind Mount Bromo is an active volcano, and it actually erupted 4 times while we were shooting this morning. It was pretty cool to see the sunrise and then a volcano just shooting out ash. It's a really neat sight. So loving Indonesia, it's always surprising me, and yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. Can't wait to eat some dinner. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning. I'm really tired, but
Cool thing about East Java, you don't have to hike that much. It's actually super easy. If you want to take a horse to get rid of pretty much all the effort, you can. You could take jeeps around, but either way, really easy place, especially after going to Rinjani.
So there you have it. That's Mount Rinjani in Lombok, and this is Mount Bromo in Java. Two really neat places in Indonesia, and it was a great experience. Burned a lot of calories, got to see some awesome sights, and really excited to share it with you. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click subscribe below.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I could find instead of